So, the test went well, but the dogs weren't in here, so thank you to my friend Maureen, who gave me doggy biscuits in a plaid tin for my pub. I'm in the pub to introduce myself to you. What is this pub? Used to be my soap shop. I used to make soap, and my husband built me a shed for my soap business. Half of the shed, the half I'm in right now, I used to make the soap, and the other half, which is over there, was going to be where I was going to sell the soap. I don't have a soap business anymore, but I still have the shed. And after my husband passed away in 2014, my shed, this place, was full of stacks. And when I say stacks, I'm not kidding. Stacks of insurance paperwork from his 9-month-long ordeal with brain and lung cancer. He had brain surgery. He had radiation to his brain. He also had radiation to his lung. And he had chemotherapy. And he was also on hospice. And he was hospitalized repeatedly. All of that. Oh, and he had 7 prescribing doctors. He had more doctors than that, but he had 7 prescribing doctors. And those medications came from all around the country. The chemo ones came from a specialized pharmacy somewhere in the East Coast, and some of his other medications came from a specialized pharmacy in the Midwest. And each thing, whether it was surgery or hospitalization, a doctor's visit, a follow-up visit, a chemotherapy visit, anything in that 9 months generated paperwork from the insurance company in quadruplicate and Indonesian. He was off work on disability during that time, and I tried to go back to work at my cousin's nursery. Wasn't doing my business at all. And he would get the mail, and there would be these packets like our mortgage paperwork that we signed in the mail of doctor's bills, insurance paperwork, and it freaked him out. He'd had brain surgery, and all of this was overwhelming to him. I'm not a bookkeeper, and it was overwhelming to me, but I started throwing the mail in my shed, my soap shop. And because I knew that half of it was in Indonesian. It was it was paperwork that was in languages we didn't know. And much of it was duplication of something that we'd already gotten, and so it was unnecessary. It was overwhelming because you had to go through it, but it was unnecessary. Some of it was very necessary, so you couldn't just pitch it all. But I started throwing it into the shop because he wasn't coming down here. He didn't make soap. There was nothing down here for him. And then I was trying to go through it and just have him see the English pages, a single one of something that was a duplication. Anyway, 9 months of this meant that the table that this camera is sitting on right now, which is a little coffee table, the pile of mail in this spot was bigger than this table, and you wouldn't have been able to see me if I'd put the camera where it is right now. That's how much paperwork there was. And then my husband died. Well, talk about not motivated to go through the paperwork. It was hard enough when he was sick. But so here I have a building that is no longer useful to me. I don't make soap anymore. I don't have a business anymore. And it's full of insurance paperwork. And my friend said to me, because you can see this building, you can see that window that's right there from the living room of my house as you look to the ocean. My friend noticed that I couldn't even look out my windows to the ocean because this building just was, I couldn't cope. It was just too much. So she said, what can we do to change it? And, what would you like to do with the shop? And I said, I'd like to torch it. Honestly, I think I meant it. I mean, of course I didn't mean it, but I did mean it. I had lost the ability to cope and my husband died. So why bother? So, she said, without skipping a beat, okay, if we don't torch it, what do you want to do? And I thought about it, and I said, I'd like to turn it into a pub. She said, okay, let's go get some chairs at IKEA. So I'm going to pick this up so you can see the chair that I'm sitting in. Leather. Maybe you can't see that. Anyway, it's a leather easy chair. See, nice leather chair. We got 2 of them. Say hi, Dover. So, that was the day the pub didn't get torched. Well, it was just for me and her and, people that would come over. I have other cousins. I have that come a lot and everything. And so we did it. And it turned out great. Excuse me. Turned out really great. Best idea ever. So that's a little bit about me. On the next installment of About Me, hopefully not so sad, I will tell you about some other things that go on in my life. But before we go, drinking a Glenfarclas. I love that name. I might be pronouncing it wrong. It looks like I can't pronounce it wrong. Glenfarclas is about the only way you can pronounce that. And it's what's not to love about something called Glenfarclas. It was a Christmas present. I was 12-year-old. And I'm going to pour myself and give you a cheers. Thank you for watching my first installment, and hopefully not my last, of my YouTube channel. Shlanta.